Are people in the coaching industry narcissists? Do people that identify as coaches have narcissistic tendencies? Did I already make this video a few weeks ago and have to remake it? Maybe. Listen, I'm not in the business of diagnosing anyone. I'm just a girl on the internet with a camera that likes to talk about things that I understand from my own perspective through my own experiences to, quite frankly, anyone who will listen. Which, by the way, I just hit 1,500 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you for being here and for joining me on this journey. So, hi if you're new here, hi if you're not. My name's Danielle. I talk a lot about the unethical practices that we see in the online coaching industry, and as an entrepreneur of over 5 years myself, I also share a ton of free advice on how to start and build your own business if that's something that you're interested in. Now, I started sharing coaching commentary probably close to 6 months ago, when I finally came to terms with the fact that the entire business coaching industry, in my opinion, has started to become just a giant pyramid in which coaches coach other coaches on how to coach other coaches, and people are just making thousands and thousands of dollars, essentially just scamming people out of money. I myself got scammed almost 5 years ago, and I finally came to a point where I was able to let go of the shame that was associated with those bad investments that I had made. And I decided to talk about it publicly here on YouTube. I actually have a whole playlist of scam-related content. If you haven't checked it out, I would advise you to start there. I've been told it's very, very bingeable, so if you're looking for something to do for a few hours, it could be a good way to spend or waste some time. Now, I received a DM on Instagram a couple of weeks ago that I think really just reaffirms why I do the work that I do and why many of the commentary creators in the anti-scam space are doing the work that they do, and I wanted to read it here on my channel. So it says the following: I just withdrew from a life coaching program within 5 hours after coming across one of your videos. I feel so dumb. I had 32 hours before I was locked in, and I will get a $9,000 refund. I was ignoring skepticism heavy, trying to see positives, and so glad I backed out in enough time. Thank you. And I just wanted to draw attention to this because this person really speaks to the reason why I do what I do. In my course of being an entrepreneur, I have invested thousands and thousands of dollars in mentorship, only to really find out that most of the stuff that I actually learned in order to successfully grow and build my own business, I could have done for free, or I did for free, because the mentorship really never taught me enough or much of anything. So anyway, all that to say, if I can save one person $9,000, I think my work here is done, and I'm actually retiring from YouTube. So thank you so much for being here. But this is going to be my last video. Just kidding. Okay, if you enjoy this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to stop talking about this. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so before we get too far into this, let's go ahead and make one thing very clear. I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am not a therapist. I am not in the business of diagnosing anyone. In fact, I welcome any kind of feedback, corrections, or additional information in the comments at all times. Please call me out if what I'm saying is not true or I am misleading people to believe things that are not true. But that being said, I do just want to set some context for this video in terms of where my thoughts and opinions that I'm going to share are coming from. So what did I do? I hopped on the little Google machine and I went to the Mayo Clinic and I found this definition. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. Now, it's also important to note that not everyone who displays narcissistic tendencies has narcissistic personality disorder, and it's important to note that narcissism itself is a spectrum, and so people can kind of fall anywhere on that spectrum. And while literally everyone on earth may demonstrate the occasional narcissistic tendency, true narcissists often completely disregard the feelings of others. And I wanted to share this in particular because I think the desire for attention and the complete disregard for other people's feelings is something that we see time and time again across the coaching industry. Again, it kind of goes without saying, but everything I share in this video is my opinion based on my own experiences, so please keep that in mind as we continue. So where exactly is the correlation between narcissism and coaching? Well, first of all, narcissists love to put themselves in virtuous or superior positions. People who are narcissists or have narcissistic tendencies often think that they know all the answers to everything. And as a result, they tend to have this need or desire to pass on this knowledge to these people who don't possibly know as much as they do. And so if we think about this in the context of coaching, certainly a coach would be in a superior position since they are advising someone on how to conduct their lives or their business or their spiritual journey. It suits their need or desire for power and it positions them as the expert. Further to this, a quick little search on WebMD showed the following. People who show signs of narcissism can often be very charming and charismatic. They often don't show negative behavior right away, especially in relationships. People who show narcissism often like to surround themselves with people who feed into their ego. They build relationships to reinforce their ideas about themselves, even if these relationships are superficial. How many times have we heard a story on this channel, or perhaps you're watching this and you have fallen victim to this yourself, where a coach or a mentor sold someone on the idea of how great and amazing they were going to help them to make their lives or make their business, only to be left feeling like you didn't get what you paid for. And, or even worse, being then told that the reason why you didn't get the success that you were hoping for was because it's your fault. Many, if not most people, I would argue, in the business coaching space in particular, especially the ones who are claiming to make multiple 6, multiple 7 figures in their business, have built their entire platform and online persona on the foundation of being worshipped by the people that follow them. We hear them say things like, pay me to be in your energy. I did a great interview with someone who kind of unearthed the behind the scenes of this. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend you click right here. Sometimes they'll say things like, if you buy into my offer, you'll get a chance to sit at the table that you would never have a chance to sit at otherwise, which really gives me the like, give me money and I'll be your friend vibes, which is something that we covered in this interview right here. Time and time again, we see these coaches foster these transactional relationships under the guise of like, oh, I really want to help you be successful, but only if you pay me thousands of dollars. Again, just like the definition said, they build relationships to reinforce their ideas about themselves, even if these relationships are superficial. And I truly think that positioning yourself as a coach puts you in this place where you are going to be admired by others. Like, I'm so successful, look at what I've built, I have the secret to help you be successful too, but pay me thousands of dollars first, otherwise you're not worthy. In the words of my friend DeeCee, who I will link in the comments, this is really frickin' twisty. Another piece of the puzzle that's really important to bring to light is this idea that true narcissists have cognitive empathy, but they lack the ability to express emotional empathy. This means that they can know what a person is feeling, but they don't actually have the ability to care about that. And so when a person doesn't care about emotions or doesn't care about outcomes, but then presents themselves as someone who does care and who is invested in your success, there is this huge opportunity for a client of that individual to be left in a really dangerous position. And I think we see this time and time again, as I've already mentioned. I position myself as this expert with some secret formula. You pay me thousands of dollars to access that formula. I allow you the chance to sit in my energy and teach you some fluffy woo-woo BS. You don't see any kind of monetary return in your business. And then I take no accountability for not delivering on what you had been led to believe you would receive. It's dangerous for the client emotionally, it's dangerous for the client financially, and it perpetuates this system of victim blaming, which can unfortunately in turn lead these clients to believe that the only solution to finally get them the success they want is to continue to keep investing in these schemes. Versus the alternative, which would be to get out of the industry and avoid continuing to hire a coach. So by now you might be wondering, is Danielle saying that everyone who is a coach is a narcissist? And to this question, I say no. That's not what I'm saying, and I don't want it to come across that way. Again, I'm not here to diagnose. I'm not here to speculate at a diagnosis for anyone in particular. I'm just pointing out themes and commonalities that I have witnessed across the industry in my 5 years of experience. I'm not saying everyone in the industry is a narcissist, nor am I even saying that people who are in the coaching industry even have narcissistic traits. In fact, I think there are many people in the coaching industry who are well-intentioned in their efforts, as misguided as I might think that they are. I think that their intentions are good. But as I've mentioned in other videos, coaching is not a licensed or regulated profession. Anyone can become a coach, call themselves a coach, and there's no standard to hold these people against any level of hypocrisy. And so my point here is that I think there is a huge opportunity for those people who do want to stroke their own ego to be able to convince people to pay them thousands of dollars and not really have to offer them much in return. And so it's the charismatic people with bad intentions that are taking advantage of those who are incredibly vulnerable that are the ones to blame here. And those are the ones that I'm talking about. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree with what I had to say in this video. I think that I could probably explore this topic a lot further. So if you're interested in a part 2 about the correlation between narcissism and coaching, please let me know in the comments. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I will leave you with this video right here next. Bye!